Menu narration option is set to off.
From the Big Ten, the Minnesota Golden Gophers, taking on a team from the playoff a year ago, the Oregon Ducks. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. The Golden Gophers will get us started with the opening kickoff. And it'll come out to the 25, no attempt at a return. So the Oregon Ducks offense will start this game off. And they are coming off a sensational performance led by this quarterback who's hoping he can build on things, Jesse.
Well, I know, having played the position, when you have a big game, you just can't wait to get back out there again and build on that performance. David, last time out, he was making the right reads. He showed off his arm talent. He had this offense moving up and down the field and finding the end zone, and you know he's excited to take on this defense today.
Yeah, and talking to the defensive coordinators coming into this football game, like, they're not going to do what happened last week. Like, you can't sit back and make the coverages easy for him to diagnose. He'll pick you apart like he did last week. Look for some change-ups and some curveballs for this defense.
And he drops it just a little too slippery in the hands. Guys, let's chat for a moment about Oregon. Boy, did they have a big pickup in recruiting. Stud in the secondary. 5-star defensive back. Gives them a verbal. What a huge boost for this program, David.
This is enormous. Getting a guy in the back end, a 5-star guy like that, dude, it's plug and play, and those guys pan out at such a high level. Just, they have so much speed. The measurables there. This guy should be an impact player day one.
Rolling, throwing, looking right. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down. The Ducks will call on their punt team. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. He will signal for the fair catch and take it just inside the 35. So Minnesota's offense headed onto the field. Our first look at them today. And they're going to have to contend with a secondary that is one of the best in the nation, Jesse.
And they're a complete secondary, too. When you watch them on film, they're very good defending the pass and coverage, and they can play man and zone. But I like them, David, because they're not afraid to put their face in the fan. Everybody in the back end likes to tackle and likes to be physical. That's what makes them special.
Yeah, and it's just an elite group in the back end. Multiple guys that win their individual matchups, which makes it hard to run offense. And this is a group that, yes, they tackle well, they see the football well, they break on it well. You better worry about the ground game. You better get some kind of deception going against this secondary.
And the defense snows him under after a very short game. Let's take a minute just to think about Minnesota. A big-name running back, always a great get in the recruiting world. 4-star running back they got last week. Seems as if he'll fit in nicely here.
Oh, he's going to be a great fit. I mean, when you get a great player like that, the whole fan base gets jacked up. You see it all over social media, and it starts to build some momentum in your recruiting class.
And I feel like the option is a play that this guy can run in his sleep. He's constantly making the right decision, so I love it here. 3rd down, we're putting it on him to do the right thing. He had to keep the football there. The defense took everybody else away. It was open for him, so he was able to just pick up enough to keep this drive moving, keep the sticks rolling.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. Now the play fake. got it in the middle. It's Warren. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains.
I know it's something we take for granted, guys, but the Q did a great job there with the play-action fake. He really took his time and sold it. And that's what froze the linebackers in the second level of the defense to help make that completion a whole lot easier.
And it's incomplete, deflected, knocked away by the D.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Fires to the middle. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. And the Golden Gophers have it with a 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll try the middle. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
Working the middle, it's complete. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. How can a stadium this size make so much noise? You can't hear yourself think on 3rd down here in Autzen. They're going to run it. Great penetration by this defense, and they knock him down behind the line, a loss of 1. And they'll have to settle for a field goal try. This whole place going to see if this kicker can operate in a sea of noise. And this one splits the uprights. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
After putting up a 3-spot, the kickoff unit set to go. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. They didn't get much done the last time they had it, and to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. Stop behind the line, he'll lose a yard.
Man, this defense is setting the tone early. 3 and out on the first drive, and on the first play, the second drive, they get a TFL. They are sending a very clear and distinct message to this offense. They are going to set the tone of this game.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. Moore to the air. Got a man, it's Moore. Found enough room to cross the 25 and out to the 27-yard line. That's not enough to move the chains. It'll be 4th down. And the Ducks will try to pin them back with the punt. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. No chance for a return. He makes the fair catch at the 26. They'll go to work. Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. So they've put up some early points, and now to build on this 3-0 lead. First play of this drive comes from the 27. To the ground with the back. Turning inside the 40. They'll mark it at the 39.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm always keeping track as a defensive coordinator of where they're running the football. You can see they ran it to the right. Do they like this matchup? Is the right side of their offensive line really good? I'm going to be paying attention to that because that's a big gain. I got to make sure I shut this down the next time they run.
Always a welcome play from the defense as they get a sack at the 47.
And the defense gets a sack, and that's going to be the big determining factor in this football game. A week ago, he only got sacked one time. They've already got him on the ground. If they want to win this football game, they got to keep getting after the quarterback.
Under fire. And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again.
Play action pass success has a lot to do with selling that fake. You could tell defense was not buying it, got in the backfield, got the big play.
On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's 4th down. The Golden Gophers will send out the punt unit. Punt will bounce out of bounds, and they're going to spot it at the 25. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. We'll see if they can be a little more productive this time around. A 3-and-out the last time they had the ball. Leaves it with the running back. Got the first down and more. Still on his feet at the 45. There he goes. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Oregon. You know they love their track in Oregon. And when the gun goes off and he hits open field, he is headed to the tape, and he was burning by the time he hit the end zone.
And they've had guys year after year with serious track speed. They'll get you the small runs, lull you to sleep, and then boom, they make those big plays because they got big-time playmakers with speed at running back.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point makes it 7-3. That kind of drive will boost your confidence. One play, hit the big pass, put a touchdown on the board. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. A little bit of feeling each other out. They're down 7-3 as they open this drive. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Had it in his hands, and he dropped it. Thought he had another big play, an interception. He'll have to settle for the PBU. It's 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Back to pass. Quickly complete. There he goes. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup.
Offenses don't like being in these situations. They don't like having little success on 1st and 2nd down because now you know I got to pass the football. I got to air it out. It makes me really predictable. So let's make sure you take care of the football and find those plays you can.
And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21. How about these two running games so far? Dominance on the ground as we look at the first quarter stats. They've switched ends of the field, and we're ready to get things started here in the second. And the Golden Gophers will bring the punt team onto the field. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. He was working his way on the return towards midfield. They'll stop him at the 46. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. Then that last drive, if you want to call it that, was efficient. One big run for a score, David. See if they can do it again.
Yeah, I find it hard-pressed. They're not going to give it right back to him. You break that long of a run, get a touchdown, Jesse, I'm assuming he's going to touch it again.
You're absolutely right, Dave. Everybody in this stadium, I think, is expecting him to get it again, too. Big-time players make big plays in big games. Let's see what he can do here.
And he's been the go-to guy all year long. Like, he's in the top 5 in all of college football receiving yards for a reason. They're going to find him because he's always open, making plays. This dude has been unbelievable. He's being mentioned in the Heisman conversation. That is really hard to do as a wide receiver. So that's...
Touchdown, Ducks! Once he got some room, it was over.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point makes it 14-3. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Oklahoma is currently ahead early in this one, but they just haven't been able to pull that schooner away offensively. They're up by a field goal over Michigan. We'll circle back if anything big happens in this college football matchup.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. They've been pretty much stifled on offense so far, David, only able to muster 3 points in their previous 3 drives.
And you got to find a way to open this up and create some explosive plays. Like, the passing game is obviously the easiest way. Jesse, put more speed on the field. Find those guys down the field.
You know they're frustrated, too, because they felt like there were some matchups they could take advantage of to get some points on the board early. In this one, they just haven't been able to connect on those opportunities. But I like David's idea. Maybe move some guys around and see if you can create some better one-on-one matchups.
This time the defense was ready, and they stop him in his tracks.
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
The power of Autzen Stadium on full display. The house of loud is deafening on this 3rd down. Nice job to get it past the sticks, and they get him down at the 35. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Golden Gophers have it with a 1st and 10. DB's locked up tight on the receivers. They'll leave it with him. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground. Take away that run game. Make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Throws to the tight end. Pulls it in. It's Warren. Taken out of bounds after a good pickup there. They're in striking distance at the 37. And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look. And the play will stand after the replay booth just does a little double checking to make sure. And the Golden Gophers are moving quickly down the field. To the air on 1st down. Grabbed in the middle. It's Warren. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
Well, they're able to find the tight end for an easy completion, but good job tackling, not allowing him to get the 1st down.
One running back in the backfield, and he has it. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
They're trying to run the football, and there's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Receiver wasn't ready for the throw, incomplete. And on fourth down, here comes the field goal unit. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. Absolutely perfect. That'll make it a one-possession game. The lead is 8.
How about it? 50-plus, no problem. Big leg, nice accuracy. That's a big-time kick for this young man.
After putting up the field goal, they're set to kick it away. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. Took the last drive in for a touchdown. They'll try to do it again on this one. He wants to change this route. Toss to the outside. Breaks into the open. He'll go out of bounds at the 28-yard line, and deep in your own end, you need plays like that. Now on first down from the 28. Use the play fake, now to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Complete to the left. That defense got gashed, but they finally get him to the turf at the 47.
And we're going to call his name a lot today because this dude, he had over 100 last week. He has over 100 almost every single week because he's a staple in this offense. Puts up big numbers, makes big plays, and that's why he's also in the Heisman Trophy conversation. A wide receiver in that debate is special. This dude is special.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Down to the 26-yard line and a first down. Off the bootleg, looking to fire. Trying to make magic with his feet. Run out of bounds at about the 13-yard line, and that's where this offense will go back to work.
And this is the frustration in playing man-to-man coverage. All the guys on your defense are chasing their guys. They don't have vision on the quarterback, but he is such a good athlete. He notices it, he takes off, he chews up yards, and makes a big play.
They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense.
So frustrating to see an offense lose track of the play clock and pick up a penalty like that. After the 5-yard step off, 1st and 15 for this offense. Moore will throw. Makes the grab. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. Let's take just a second and talk about Oregon. Every team needs those big dudes up front, and, man, they got a mauler from the high school recruiting ranks. Big four-star D lineman. David, what's his adjustment going to be like? And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Oregon! They want to finish the season strong, and, man, are they doing that here in this Week 11 performance.
And this receiver is on fire. He's got all the skills that you look for in a big-time target. That's already his second touchdown of the game.
And wait just a second. The official's going to take a second look at this one. After reviewing the undisputable video evidence, the replay booth has decided to overturn the call. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. The Ducks trying to get a touchdown on 1st and goal.
Here we go.
On the ground. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Ducks!
Another rushing touchdown. That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into this one running the ball, being the more physical team, and they look like it right now.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, they move on top by 15. Set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. Getting late here in the first half, they'll have a chance to make this a one-possession game.
And the offensive play caller here has to really be dialed in. It's important, down 2 possessions, Dave, that they're able to score some points, and you got to call your best stuff in this 2-man situation.
And such a good opportunity to cut into a 1-score game, create that momentum, get some good juices going for the second half, because obviously, you built yourself a little bit of a deficit. You need some. happen, and it needs to happen on this possession.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Snagged in the middle. It's Gresham. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43. Wants to throw on first down. Catch in the middle. It's Lanier. And he's brought down after a nice gain. The Golden Gophers in the hurry-up. Looking to throw again. Finds his tight end. He'll get it inside the 40. They'll mark it at the 39 before he goes out of bounds. Hey, we're getting close to halftime, and it looks as if the big fella wants to be all over the highlights.
Goodness gracious. He is open. When he leaves the huddle, apparently he's open. A ton of catches already early in this ball game. They are featuring him and finding him.
Finds a little space. Turning it on. Running through contact. Touchdown, Minnesota! He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him.
And that touchdown is so big for this offense, right? Because here at the end of the half, you're just trying to find positives you can build upon in the second half. And right when it was looking like this game was starting to get away from them, they're able to execute, score, and that's going to help their confidence.
On to attempt the try. And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Fellas, week to week, you just never know, which is why we're here with an update. Oklahoma is trailing, but don't tell me this team can't come back. I once saw Jalen Hurts lead the Sooners back from 28-3 down. We'll see what they're made of today. They're trailing by just 4 to Michigan. We promise to keep you posted on what goes down in this exciting college football matchup.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. We'll see them really hit the speed button on the tempo here in the final minute of the first half. He's got him. He's down to the 38-yard line, and they can stop the clock. That was a nice pickup, running the drag route and finding that quiet, soft spot in the zone.
Yeah, drag routes not only work against man coverage, they work against zone too. If you can find the soft spot and the quarterback gets it to him early, he can turn upfield, and you saw that right there.
Good pickup there as he gets the first down, and they'll mark him at the 48. Moore to the air. And he's got his man on the sideline. He'll come up a little short of the first down.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
The Ducks in a good spot here with second and short. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. It's picked off. That's 18 of those this season. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. They'll open this drive from their own 42-yard line. The corners are walked up tight. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. He's got it inside the 25. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds.
Thank you very much. That's what the quarterback's thinking on that last play. I think he was even shocked that his receiver was that wide open downfield. He'll take it.
From the red zone, looking for a man. Here's the pressure. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down.
They've already got a bunch of sacks on them today and another quarterback pressure. This offense has to try to find a way to to get the ball out a little bit quicker, to protect the quarterback a little bit more. Whether it's screens, whether it's draws, whether it's rolling your quarterback, something has to change for this offense to protect the quarterback a little bit better.
They'll use a timeout right before halftime, maybe time for one or two more plays. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Takes it from the gun on third down. Makes the grab. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half, maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. So they are denied a touchdown on this drive, but they'll try to put up a 3-spot before the break. This whole play is going to see if this kicker can operate in a sea of noise. He splits the uprights and puts 3 on the board. That'll cut this lead down to 5.
And that's a nice end to this first half. Put points on the board, create a little bit of momentum. You're still losing, I know. Go into the locker room, talk about some adjustments, and come out with some momentum.
On the move from inside his 5. He'll be brought down, and that's the final play of the half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, after seeing that, sign me up for another 2 quarters there in Eugene. And in this day and age where quarterbacks chuck it all over the field, how refreshing to see 2 offenses rely on off-tackle left, off-tackle right, and even a few halfback dives. Physical offensive lines and elusive backs have told the story. A throwback to the halcyon days of 3 yards and a cloud of dust. With that said, let's send it back to the guys at Autzen Stadium.
Thanks for that halftime report, Kevin. Kickoff unit all lined up, and we're ready to put toe to leather. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. Tight game as we start the third quarter, and we'll see what type of adjustments they made at halftime.
And getting the ball first here, I think, is such a big deal. I get the first chance to make a statement, to make the adjustments, to create some momentum for my squad right here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think it's so important for this offense to set the tone here early in the second half, to get a nice drive going, build that confidence, and get your defense ready to come on out, get a stop, and change the complexity of this game.
And the Golden Gophers have a lot of options on 2nd and inches. He'll keep it himself. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this.
Oh, he's got some space. They'll move the chains. Good execution on third down. They've got it at the 41.
Well, we see another catch by this guy. This defense is going to need to do a better job of tackling the catch. In coverage, I know they want to slap the ball away, but if you can't do it and force the incompletion, you've got to at least make sure you're able to drag him down to the ground.
Lost one deep down the right side. Touchdown, Golden Gophers! They looked finished, but they're all the way back, and they have the lead.
And, man, is that perfect timing. You can tell quarterback drops back. He sees his guy, and he knows he's open. But watch the throw. Deep down the field, Palmer, right in the breadbasket. Nice play, nice pitch and catch.
He did a nice job at getting it up in the air early and allowing his guy to run under the football, locate it, and then make a tough grab. That is the definition of an explosive play.
And with the extra point, they have a 2-point lead. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And the final 41 yards covered by that touchdown strike. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. And Oregon Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. These guys just took a punch. Now we'll see if they can deliver one, Jesse.
Yeah, it's turning into a bit of a dogfight here in the second half all of a sudden. So let's see what this offense has. Let's see who can step up here and make a play.
And I'm not concerned about the other offense. Just do you. Do what you've done to be successful throughout this game.
Right back to the well. He has the first and still on his feet. Taken out of bounds after a good pickup there. They're in striking distance at the 37.
What a run, man. I tell you what, it's hard to pop runs. It's hard to get 3, 4, 5, 6 yards a lot of times. But when you've got backs like this who can make huge plays with the speed, getting out in the open field, can take it the distance on every play, defenses are scared out of their mind.
Wide receiver going in motion. Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
Really good job by the defense seeing it and going and getting it. Nice job understanding the touch pass. It could happen. Those guys go in motion, man. I got to understand, safety's got to see that and start flying down, getting ready to play that. Nice job by the defense being ready for that throw.
They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. It'll be third and long. Moore will throw. Hauls it in. Across the 25, he's got room. He's finally stopped and brought down at the 15.
And the defensive coordinator is irate on the sideline. Third and long. It's a short throw. You've got to be able to rally, make a tackle, and force the punter onto the field. They let him get loose, break some
touchdown, Oregon! And with that, they've got the lead here in the second half.
You know, quarterbacks and receivers, they develop confidence and chemistry as the game goes on. These two right now are definitely on the same page.
Unit on the field. And with the extra point, they're on top by 5. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they finish it up with a 15-yard scoring toss. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. This offense is feeling itself right now, and momentum's coming along with them. Send the tight end in motion. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Defense did a really good job stringing that one out.
You got to see the counter when you start to pull guys, understanding I'm going to spill that ball, make sure it bounces outside, out wide, doesn't come downhill. Great job by the defense understanding that and pursuing to the football.
We're trying to throw the wide receiver screen to pick up that first down, but the defense just too much speed getting to the ball carrier on that one.
Stadium this size makes so much noise. You can't hear yourself think on third down here in Austin. From the gun, wants to pass. It's complete to the left. They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the first down.
A nice job of awareness on defense there on that third down. You know, you're expecting the offense to throw the football, but it's not just going to be receivers or tight ends you got to worry about. You got to keep your eye on where that running back is. They knew exactly where he would be, and they were able to make the tackle setting up fourth.
He's got great speed. The speed, the shiftiness, the elusiveness, all on display in that sweet return there. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. What a good mix of plays, keeping that defense off balance last time, David.
And Reese, they don't know if it's run or if it's pass. They got them right where they want. This defense doesn't know how to react from getting punched in the mouth on that last drive.
So in this next drive, David, I think you keep running the football because that sets up the play action, it sets up the RPO game, and then you keep this defense guessing.
And the Ducks can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Moore to the air. Fires to the wideout. Soft spot in the middle. This senior showed some serious arm strength firing that one in for the first down.
And after giving up that completion, guys, I wonder if the defense is going to decide to stay in zone or maybe mix things up, a little more man coverage, maybe blitz.
They're in the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 20. Looking for a crease to the left. Tough, determined run. Gets it down to the 12. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Second and short, maybe looking for a shot. Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete.
In the last couple of weeks, man, you're getting a lot of consistency from this QB. And you got to love it as a play caller, man. You can drop him back. You can throw the ball a ton. You can trust him, getting the ball to different wide receivers. He's really in a good groove the last couple of games.
They'll try to drive ahead on 3rd and short. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down.
Now, 4th down.
So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Makes the grab. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Ducks will try to put one on the board on 1st and goal. Wideout trying to get it in. Touchdown, Ducks! And they take it in for 6 more points.
Have a day, young fella. I foresee some social media posts in his future. Not 1, not 2, but 3 receiving touchdowns on the day. What a ball game.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And after the extra point, they're on top by 12. So that drive covered 40 yards. And they finish it off by connecting from 10 yards out. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. A rather unproductive series last time, 3 and out, and they'll try to do better this time around. Lofts one high and deep. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later.
And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. Firing deep. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. Time has expired here in the quarter, and Oregon has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. One quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic 4th quarter finish. Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. 4th down attempt coming. Throws to the wideout. It's incomplete. A 4th down stop, and the turnover on downs. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. They've got the big fellas out there. A 3 tight end look on 1st and 10. Leaves it with the back. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did, Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
Touchdown, Oregon! Grabbed in the end zone to put 6 on the board. The lead grows, and you can sense they know how important wins are this late here in Week 11. This guy's putting the Oregon offense on his shoulders, carrying them however you want, on the ground or through the air.
I mean, so fun to watch when you got a guy that can do this. And we've seen it with the Ducks in history, man. They've had some great ones that put their team on their shoulders. If you need me to run it, I'll run it. If you need me to throw it, I can do that too.
Kickoff unit has been busy as they have built a big lead, and they're trying to hold on to it. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Minnesota offense is headed back onto the field. We'll see if that failed 4th down in their own end last time, David, sort of curbed some of the aggressiveness.
Well, you hear about it all the time in football. Go for it. Be aggressive. The problem is when you get stopped, sometimes it puts you in a hole. And, Jesse, now the offense has to come out and respond.
They were real disappointed not getting that first down. You could see it on this.
There he goes. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
And this offense is going to have to catch some breaks, man. They're going to have to make some big plays. They're going to have to push the ball down the field, break some tackles, hit some home runs, down 3 possessions in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to do everything right.
2nd down, they'll go to the air. Gets it out fast. He's into plus territory, knocked out of bounds after the nice game. Mark it at the 47.
And that's why this guy is such a weapon in this offense, because you don't have to throw it far downfield. Just get the ball in his hands. He catches it close to the line of scrimmage, but look what he was able to do after the catch. He gets an explosive play for this offense.
Wants to go up top on 1st down. Sweet throw and catch along the sideline. It's enough for the 1st down.
This is an offense that has skill, and they've got speed, and because of that, this defense, they can't lull themselves to sleep. They've got a big lead here late, but they've now given up back-to-back big plays. They got to put the clamps down.
The Golden Gophers will snap it on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Oh, they're after him! And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38.
When I got a stud quarterback like they do, I'm going to protect him. I'm going to make sure that I keep him upright because he can do some serious damage. But this defense applying pressure and applying the hammer in this football game.
And the Golden Gophers have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again.
And I tell you what, this defense, they've heard all about how great this quarterback is. They came in today with a mission, with a purpose. They've been flying around, harassing him, and making life so hard on this offense.
The defense all revved up after that earlier sack, and they'll try to stop him right here. On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. He's going to run it. Got to protect the merchandise. Gets down without taking a hit. Down by multiple possessions. They can't come up empty on this drive in the 4th quarter. They'll go for it on 4th down. Heaves it on the run. Makes the grab, plenty for the 1st down. Rustled out of bounds. They'll mark him at the 7-yard line, and this offense is more than threatening. How in the world could they let that happen, and how in the world did they pull it off? That was 4th and a mile, and they got it.
I mean, what a clutch play by this offense. Listen.
And the Heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line. The Golden Gophers want to move quickly. Corners showing press. They want to be physical here. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Pressure coming. And this defense goes back-to-back sack, Jack. Now on 3rd and goal, and that earlier sack left him with more ground to cover. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Going for it all. To the end zone, and is picked off. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover.
And I love this defense understanding situational football. You got the lead in the 4th quarter. Get in your nickel packages. You know the pass is coming, and the execution was great.
Yeah, they thrive on takeaways, and they love to get into games late with the lead because one of the strengths of their entire team is their secondary, and you saw it there. In nickel, they're able to come away with the pick, and it's looking like they're going to be able to seal this game.
The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect it.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out everybody right now on the same page.
He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he stopped, and it'll be first down.
I don't know if they're trying to get this guy Heisman consideration, but the fact that they're still throwing the ball at this point of the game with the lead like they have is surprising, I gotta be honest.
Unloads to the wideout. Got him downfield. Lots of running room. And he gets it down to the 4-yard line before he's finally stopped. A terrific run after the catch.
Defense just hasn't had an answer for this guy. He has been on point. This is about as good as I've seen him play at the quarterback position. And here in the fourth quarter with the big lead, he's still taking shots.
The Ducks have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. Moore will throw. Looking to get it in. Touchdown, Ducks! And the stomping has commenced. They put another score on the board as they try to push this winning streak to 3.
And this offense continuing to put up points. This game's out of reach. You know you're going to win, but still throwing the football, still finding that connection. I imagine there'll be some salty handshakes at the end of this game.
And it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. And you know the standard is indisputable video evidence, and the officials will change the call. The officials stop the clock for the 2-minute timeout, and the offense is that much closer to victory. See if they can get it done on 2nd and goal. Touchdown, Oregon! And the beatdown has ensued.
There's no mercy rule in college football, man. They've got a huge lead here in the fourth quarter. They are still chucking it, and they are still scoring.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And he puts through the extra point. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they close that drive going to the air for the final few inches. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Minnesota has it back, and the Gopher offense is headed onto the field. This one has pretty much been a bludgeoning, but they'll try to finish with something positive late.
Well, they ran into a buzzsaw today, and I don't think it would matter what type of X's and O's they're out there executing, Dave. If Jimmy's and the Joes, they're just not as good as the opponent today.
And as an athlete, it sometimes hits you in the face and it stinks, but you're not good enough. And today they were not good enough. And I'm going to do the best I can to try to flush this down the toilet, not remember it, forget it, move on for the next game. Maybe something right here I can create positive that carries over to practice and maybe next week.
And the Golden Gophers are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. He'll go out of bounds right at the 40-yard line as this offense continues to show great patience.
That has got to be so demoralizing for the defense. You haven't been able to stop this guy all game long. And here on 3rd down, they're handing it off to him anyway because they don't think you can stop him. This defense right now, you see a lot of people hanging their heads a little bit because they're not playing with tons of confidence.
Find some fresh air. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, this running back has had a pretty good day so far in this game, and I think the key right now is for the defense to find a way to slow him down. He had a good run 2 plays ago. The defense gets the TFL on this one. I think you got to change up your fronts defensively and try to give this offensive line different alignment looks to see if they can confuse him.
From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. They could have used a little bit more there. Pickup of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
Well, I think the offense at this point now, they're just trying to limit the damage. They want to get out of here and move on, turn the page to the next game because things just have not been going their way, throwing or running the football.
Some 3rd down conversions tougher than others. This one, a long one on 3rd down from the 43. Catch in the middle, it's Lanier. That'll be enough for a 1st down as he crosses the 50 and gets it to the 48. The Golden Gophers come to the line with a new set of downs. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain.
And I think this offense is all but surrendered, right? Like they're down so much. They need to be throwing the football if they want to score a bunch of points to get back in this game. But they got to find something moving forward, man. This was a rough day. This was not a great offensive performance. They got to bounce back the next opportunity, the next moment. Because today, it was not a good day.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Got it in the middle. It's Gresham. Now they're really starting to threaten as they pick up the 1st down at the 34-yard line. New set of downs after the completion. Grabbed behind the line. It's Gresham. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe. 2nd and 7. Defense has to be frustrated. The offense keeps matriculating and matriculating and matriculating. Deep shot for the end zone. And it's a touchdown, but hold on just a second. We'll have to see what the flag's about.
Pass interference, defense.
Maybe a momentary scare for that offense when they saw the flag. It's on. The defense declined, and the touchdown stands. He'll try to tack on one more. Smashes it through for the PAT. So it's a 77-yard touchdown drive, and they top it off with a 31-yard toss for 6. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. They go to the ground. He'll be forced out of bounds right at the 30-yard line as they try to grind out some room. And after this play, the cake will be baked. Moore to the air. He lobs one high down the left side. And this will be incomplete as the game comes to a close. Well, look what we have here, guys. After all the early season doubts, these guys have put together a winning streak.
They sure have. Man, they're just believing in themselves right now. This is a completely different looking team than what we saw early in the year. They're playing with so much more confidence. And David, when you start making plays, you start stringing W's together, that's obviously what happens.
Everybody gets energized. Everybody starts to contribute. Young guys start to grow up. Coaches